Hi guys, this is Tuti Gogia. In case you are listening this voice for the very first time, you can go check out my social media handles. And this is season 4 of Stuti Speaks. And today I have a very special guest with me whose name is Piyush. So, how do I know Piyush? I connected with Piyush via LinkedIn. And thanks for collaborating on this podcast. Thanks for your message. Piyush is a life coach, and life coach is an area which really interests me. I am a life coach as well. So, this is a kind of certification which actually helps you to change your life plus life of many other people. So I will like बहुत ज़्यादा मैं time I won't waste and I'll pass it on to you. आप एक बार थोड़ा सा अपना intro दे दो and then tell about a bit of life coaching in layman terms and then उसके बाद
Hmm.
we'll continue our talk. So yeah,
Hmm.
over to you, Piyush.
Thank you, Stuti. And I would like to start with uh, expressing gratitude. Thank you for having me on the show and accepting my request. Uh, so, I am Piyush Somani and I am from Pune, India. And as Stuti said, I am a life coach by profession, weekend profession, you can say. And academically, I am a chartered accountant. I do work as a chartered accountant, as a business consultant, and I do life coaching on weekends, and it is out of sheer passion.
Wow.
And so, yeah, I like to attend these kinds of podcast, have some meaningful conversations, so that even people are aware of what life coaching is and how it can benefit uh, anyone and everyone. So, if I have to tell what is life coaching in a layman's term, I would say that uh, uh, in just one sentence, that a life coach or any coach for that matter helps you achieve your goal. That's it. So now there
Mm,
are various types of coaches. I mean, if you follow cricket or any sports, you know that there is always a coach. So uh, every cricketer has a coach, every sports person has a coach, a lot of uh, celebrities have a coach. So uh, coaching is where a coach helps you, guides you, and brings a third eye perspective, because we are so vested in our day to day lives that it becomes difficult for us to zoom out and look at the situation from a bigger picture, or uh, a bird's eye view, as we say it. So a coach brings in that. So there are different kinds of coaches, like business coach, relationship coach, health coach, career coach, and so on. I am a life coach. So, as a life coach, I specifically help people with dealing with peer pressure and finding real passion in life, just like I found my passion. So, I think that in today's era, uh, I feel that social media has taken up our lot of time, and uh, people get impressioned by social media, and they then try to imitate it, and then they try to live a life which suits social media, and rather than their own uh, life's choices or their personalities. So that is why it becomes important. So uh, and so, as I was saying, that life coaching basically is where firstly, coach brings a third eye perspective. Secondly, coach asks you certain questions which you never asked yourself, uh, and you find a lot of answers, and that really breaks a lot of assumptions which you had about yourself and about life. So this is the second thing which a coach brings, and third one is accountability, right? So
mm,
everyone needs accountability, because in my experience, I think 80% of the people know what they need to do, right? So but there is no motivation, there is no discipline, basically there is no accountability, right? So if I have to give my own example, uh, so maybe in 2021 I was very overweight. I mean, I was almost 106, and I have always been overweight. I have tried lot of diets and did lot of things, went to gym every year for 2 months, and I couldn't be disciplined, and because there was no accountability. But in 2021, I went to a nutritionist, and she firstly understood what is my body type, and she performed various tests, and she gave me a customized plan. And the more important thing was that she used to every day ask me what did I eat, and I had to actually send her picture 3 times a day of what I was eating. So that is what
Mm.
accountability, and because of that I lost 21 kgs in next 4 months. And
Wow.
that was the difference, because I have been trying to lose weight for 10 years, and then I lost weight in 4 months, and the only difference was that accountability. And
Mm.
90% of the nutrition what she gave, I also knew the science behind, how much protein
Mm.
to eat, how much carbs to eat, how many fats to eat, and how much to burn the calories to get a calorie deficit and lose the weight. So it was entirely accountability that was missing, and this is why people need coaches, even they know what to do. So
Hmm.
yeah, that
But
is.
how did, like, I want to come to again, sorry मैं थोड़ा सा पीछे जाऊंगी again, why
Hmm,
did you start it? Like आपका motive क्या था coaching, because you said that it's your passion. So
hmm,
when you realized this passion कब आया कि मुझे ये
hmm,
start करना as a weekend hobby or weekend career, whatever?
hmm,
So
hmm, hmm.
what was that point?
So actually, I was always into philosophy and psychology.
Hmm.
Always, I mean maybe from the age of 18, from maybe let's say 11th or 12th standard, and I started reading about philosophy, and I was always curious about what life is, who created life, and all that. So I started reading to find those answers, and of course no one knows those answers, everyone has their own opinions, but then it helped me develop that skill of observing people and observing life more than what others would do, right? So that's how organically I think I became skilled at motivating people and observing them and helping them get clarity. And I think that happened even in my corporate life, where I used to mentor my junior team members. And but there is a very specific incident which was actually a trigger in
Hmm.
this. So
Hmm.
I had a school friend, a very close friend of mine, and he used to give all those UPSC and MPSC exams, and he even went to Delhi and all to study. So but he couldn't clear for maybe 4 or 5 times in 5 years. And he used to come to me to get motivated and all that stuff. But uh, suddenly, I think in 2019, one fine morning, he called me at 5 a.m. And 5 a.m. he called me and said that I want to commit suicide. I was shocked. मतलब मैं तो आधी नींद में था, and what is this guy saying? And फिर then I took a pause and I thought कि so he said that he wants to commit suicide and he needs my assistance. Huh?
Hmm.
And I thought कि if he actually wanted to commit suicide, he would have done it. मतलब कर दिया होता,
Hmm.
वो मुझे क्यों फोन करके बोलता कि मुझे मदद कर, उसको करना होता वो कर चुका होता. So I
Hmm.
realized that in that moment he is actually looking for some kind of motivation and guidance. And
Wow. Hmm. Hmm.
uh, so so I talked him, मतलब हम कुछ 1.5 घंटा बात किए. We talked till I guess 7 a.m. and I told him कि nothing doing. You start doing therapy, and if you don't go, I'll tell your father. I knew his father. So
Hmm.
so
Hmm.
so then he actually went. And the thing
Hmm.
is that I never uh, it was actually a fault on my side as well, that I never actually realized that he was in such a serious situation, that he, I mean, I didn't know that he was depressed. And मतलब इतना extreme situation था, मुझे नहीं पता था. Otherwise I would
Hmm.
have told him earlier
कि
only
मत
कि
कर.
हाँ कि you go to therapy and counseling,
Help.
you need that help, and I am
हाँ.
not qualified of course to help you with that. So
Hmm.
but
Hmm.
anyway, वो सब हो गया and he is doing fine. And uh, that was actually the trigger. And next day I actually asked myself ki, if I'm good at it, if I'm skilled at it, and I feel satisfied when I help people, then should I do anything about it? So
Hmm.
then initially फिर मैंने सोचा कि maybe I'll go into counseling, but then I researched, and it
mm,
requires either MA in psychology or BA in psychology. So I mean, of course, because I was graduate, I could have directly done MA in psychology, but even then I would have, even if I did it from IGNU or any external university, I would still have to go to at least for project submissions and all that stuff. So it wasn't possible when you are doing your job. So I dropped that plan, and then actually in 2019 I came across something which is life coaching. I didn't even know the word, and
mm,
I researched about it, and then then I realized कि इसके लिए तो कोई डिग्री नहीं लगती. It anyone can become a life coach.
mm.
Then I actually did my certification, and then that's how the journey of life coaching started.
Okay, okay, that's where you started. So I like मुझे अच्छा लगा because जब trigger point थोड़ा personal होता है ना, तो
Yes.
things work faster because अगर कोई generically चीज होती है तो वो आपको इतना motivate नहीं कर सकती कि आप अपने purpose पे align हो जाओ. So I
Correct.
think that's a great thing. So then, like, what is your uh, I'll tell you first of mine. If I genuinely life coach someone, not friend, like if you're genuinely as a client, like you have a client and you're life coaching someone, my tools preferably are asking questions,
Hmm.
like asking a particular set of questions. What do you prefer? Like what is your tool? It could be same. I mean, what is your strategy of life coaching?
Yeah, I think I am a kind of person that doesn't go too much into strategy, techniques, tools, and all that. Even if I mean, you are also on LinkedIn, if you see, there are so many
Mm,
questions on that life coaching page where they ask about what technology are you using, what app are you
mm,
using, what are
mm,
you using AI for coaching. I think that everything defeats the purpose of coaching. I think it is something a very personal
personal
conversation.
touch.
I mean, if
Mm,
I have to go by the book, it's actually a personal conversation where a coach asks you difficult questions and questions from all the perspective, which actually brings out the solution. The process itself
mm,
brings out the solution. This is what coaching
mm,
definition is, and I like to keep the process that way, of where I am asking something in such a way that uh, solution comes out and the coachee himself or herself realizes that. And I think if I have to add here, because I am a CA and I have always been into audit my entire profession,
mm,
and audit
mm,
is so much similar to coaching, because in audit, that's the role that I have to ask questions to my auditee and get something out of him or her, and that's what coaching is. So I think that also helped me in my coaching journey, in understanding people and
mm.
asking and extracting out of them.
ओके, मेरा एक और क्वेश्चन है जो मुझे अभी जस्ट आपसे बात करते करते रियलाइज हुआ. आई हैव बीन टॉकिंग टू पीपल लाइक सीन्स जब मैं लाइफ कोच नहीं भी थी तो
Hmm.
भी आई रिमेंबर माई फ्रेंड्स कमिंग टू मी, टॉकिंग टू मी एंड टेलिंग their problems, or random people coming to me. I was always interested in helping people and making them like, I mean, there were points when even you are low and you need those guidance, but
Hmm.
एक होता है ना, intrigued होता है that I had that too. तो but over the period of time, आई मीन समटाइम्स मुझे ऐसा लगता है कि अ लाइफ कोच एंड अ थेरेपिस्ट, व्हाट डू यू
Hmm.
थिंक इज अ थिन लाइन बिटवीन देम? क्योंकि दोनों मोस्टली आर
Hmm.
हेल्पिंग यू लाइक टूलिंग टुवर्ड्स द
Yeah.
knowing yourself,
Hmm.
right?
Hmm.
i
Hmm.
i hope you are able to understand.
Yeah.
So
Yeah. Yeah.
what, I mean, I'm opening it for
Hmm.
a discussion being a life coach myself. What do you think as an idea of a difference between a therapist and a life coach?
So I think this is actually the first thing they teach in the certification courses. So what is the difference between coaching, counseling slash therapy, and consulting as well? So
Hmm.
and mentoring actually. So I
Hmm.
think all four things are very much related. And yeah, as you said, that the line is very thin, very fine,
Thin.
and sometimes everything overlaps. So I'll try
True.
to answer as easily I can. So I'll start with what coaching is not. So coaching is not mentoring, because in mentoring you are a subject matter expert, right? So if I have to give an example, I am a CA and I do mentoring for CA students because I am an supposedly I
You
am
are
an
a
expert
subject
in
matter.
in passing CA exams. So I guide students on how to pass CA exams, and uh, I am an expert in coaching. I am not an expert. I am not a life expert on how to live life. I am just a coach. I am not telling you what to do. In mentoring, I am telling you what to do. कि ऐसे ऐसे पढ़ना है, ऐसे ऐसे शेड्यूल बनाना है, ये स्ट्रेटजीज है. This is what the main difference in mentoring and coaching is, that in mentor I am a subject matter expert and I tell you what to do, what not to do. In coaching I don't tell you what to do, what not to do. It's entirely up to you. I am just an enabler where I am having a conversation with you, where the conversation will itself give you an insight. This is what coaching is. Now counseling slash therapy comes very much near to coaching, because the kind of problems that a coach solves and what a therapist heals is very much similar. So for example, a lot of people come to me thinking that I am a therapist, and they come up with that I have anxiety, I have depression, I have addiction. But then I tell them that I am not qualified to do that. Only a therapist or a counselor is qualified to do that. Why? Because a therapist or a counselor heals you, like, right? Something sort of a doctor. A coach doesn't heal you anything. A coach never heals you. That is the biggest assumption about coaching, is that a coach heals. No, a coach doesn't heal. Again, a coach only enables you with insights. So this is the main difference. So in fact, if I have to tell you, out of 50-55 clients whatever I had, almost 10 to 15 I did coaching for whatever maybe career or confidence aspect of their problems. But they had lot of maybe abused, and they had lot of trauma, and I said that I am not qualified to heal your trauma or to help you deal with it. Only a therapist can do. And if a life coach or a coach is treating you with anxiety, depression, I think that's completely illegal. So that is why, if there is healing, it's absolutely counseling or therapist. If there is no element of healing or something, then coaching is the right uh, profession,
So again,
right?
coming back to summarizing it, like when we started with the coaching layman language, coaching is
Hmm.
where the coach is enabling you to find your answers just by asking
Correct,
you questions or any kind of other tool
correct,
which they feel
correct,
can
correct,
be helpful for you.
correct,
Hmm.
correct,
So,
exactly.
tell me some success story if you have of yours, like with any client. Don't take names, obviously, that would be
Hmm.
personal, but if you want to, or we'll talk about something else, that's not a problem.
No, so I have worked with uh, almost now 55 clients, to be very precise, and
Hmm.
there were various problems I helped them with. One was work-life balance, second was career, and third one was overthinking, worrying, stress management, and all that stuff. And I think that's why I chose the niche of peer pressure and worrying about others' opinion and running a rat race, FOMO, and all that, because I found that this was the root cause in most of the cases. So if I have to give you a
Hmm.
case study or an example of what I actually helped with, was uh, a lady from European country. She approached me, and we worked for almost 7 or 8 sessions. Almost 3 months we were having our coaching relationship. And I think initially she came with the problem statement that uh, she is not happy and she is finding it difficult to deal with lot of people. First was of course because of racism, but apart from that, I think there were a lot of reasons. And it took us almost 4 to 5 weeks just to understand and the problem and go into the depth of it to understand कि root cause क्या है, क्यों हो रहा है ये सब. Because there were a lot of things that were happening with her. And then when you start with your past and you start with all the highlighting experiences, then you try to understand कि क्या thought pattern था, what was she doing in that situation, and what she could have actually done. एंड देन व्हेन यू नोटिस कि ये 4-5 इंसिडेंट्स हो गए, 4-5 इंसिडेंट्स में समझ में आता है कि हाँ, ये थॉट पैटर्न है इस बंदी का। सो व्हेन यू अंडरस्टैंड दैट पैटर्न कि हाँ, हर प्रॉब्लम में ये कॉमन चीज़ है जो ये मिस्टेक हो रही है, then that's the moment you realize this is the root cause. And then when you understand the root cause, then you find the solutions ki how to deal with it, how to build a mindset around it, how to bring that perspective. Because it's not that ki problem samajh mein aa gaya to ho gaya. I think building a perspective around it and getting it into your subconscious mind so that you can deal with it if something of similar situation comes up again. That is the key. So again, it took us 3 to 4 sessions to build that. And so
Hmm.
actually in her case the reason was not just racism or difficult people, it was because of something in her family and her childhood
Past fam
experiences. So and in most of the
trauma.
cases that is actually the case. So
Mm.
uh,
The inner child is hurt, and
yeah,
that's how
correct,
the
correct,
inner
correct.
child is
So
hurt, and
correct, correct.
that's caused a lot of.
Yes, correct.
Hmm.
And
Hmm.
people don't realize that they think that they have healed and मैं इससे ऊपर उठ चुका हूँ या इससे ऊपर उठ चुकी हूँ, now this
लेकिन ऐसा
doesn't
होता
bother
नहीं
me. ऐसा होता नहीं है. So then when all those
है.
experiences come up, then they become emotional. And then but it's required, I think a lot of people have cried in my sessions because everything
Hmm.
came up. But then I think that cry was essential to move on from it and make peace with it कि ठीक है, जो हो गया, this is my learning, and this is how I am going to implement my learning in my future situations. So I think, yeah, a lot of
Hmm.
this is what
Hmm.
coaching process is:
Hmm.
identifying root cause, and then finding solutions,
Hmm.
and then accountability to implement the solutions, just like project
Solutions. Hmm.
management in IT.
Yeah, I agree.
Yeah,
I'm the same, so I can understand.
yeah.
The next thing which was coming to mind while you were answering this, and that came in like a pop of thought, like how did it help you personally? I mean, obviously, I know that you might be already on journey because जब वेट
Mm,
लूज कर लेते हो ना तो उसके बाद काफी चीजें तो वैसे ही आसान हो
yeah.
जाती है बिकॉज वो
Mm,
एक बहुत बड़ा आई वाज आल्सो ओबीज इन पास्ट सो आई नो द
mm,
losing weight is a kind of thing which
yeah.
can solve many
Mm,
other stuff for you. So
correct.
yeah, so how does life coaching added on to that, and how does that help
Hmm.
to you? Hmm.
So it is always said that you coach people on something that you have actually gone through by
Hmm.
yourself.
True.
So
True.
I chose specifically this peer pressure, FOMO, and not running the rat race as my niche because I have been through that journey. And because
Hmm.
I was always into philosophy, so I follow the philosophy of individualism, where I
Hmm.
believe that every individual should follow what benefits himself or herself, I think,
और
and
ये
not
फिलॉसफी
follow.
किसकी है मतलब सॉरी टू कट यू ऑफ रियली सॉरी बट आई डिडंट वांट टू मिस दिस क्वेश्चन whose philosophy is this like on a writer level or a author level or
Uh,
somebody discovered it.
so I don't exactly remember who discovered it. I think, but it has
Hmm.
been an ancient philosophy, and there
Philosophy,
are.
okay.
So, if I have to tell
Hmm.
you a follower of that philosophy, a popular one would be Ayn Rand.
Hmm.
She wrote that book,
Would be
Mountain.
sorry, can you
Ayn
अच्छा
Ayn Rand,
can you
Ayn
repeat
Rand,
the okay.
AYNRAND, Fountainhead. She
Hmm.
wrote that. So
Okay.
her philosophy was
Okay.
objectivism, which was actually derived from
Individualism.
individualism. So
Hmm.
this is
Hmm.
what it is, that you don't have to necessarily follow society or religion. Uh, Rather, you create your own path according to your needs. Of course, goes without saying
Hmm.
that you don't hurt others. As long as you are not hurting others, it's okay to follow
Obviously.
your own passion, to do whatever you want to do without any restrictions from
बट
others.
इसमें इसमें सॉरी मैं आपको फिर से कट कर रही हूँ. आई थिंक इंडिविजुअलिज्म या जिसकी भी आप बात कर रहे हो कहीं ना कहीं कुछ लोग हर्ट होते हैं व्हेन यू आर फॉलोइंग योर पाथ. आई एम नॉट सेइंग कि इंटेंशनली होते हैं. आई
Hmm.
मीन आई डोंट नो मे बी वी कैन एग्री टू डिसएग्री बट देयर वाज अ पॉइंट इन माय लाइफ व्हेन देयर वर सम क्लोज पीपल आई हैड अ डिफरेंट पाथ टू फॉलो एंड दे वांटेड मी
Hmm.
to follow something different, and we
Hmm.
had on our like on so I agree to your strategy that individualism, but I feel कि कुछ ना कुछ तो hurt होगा ही, because if you are creating your path, तो आपका path यानी normal society वाला तो है नहीं.
Of
तो
course.
10 लोगों में से 8 लोग तो आपको एक तरह की बात बोलेंगे, एंड दो ही होंगे
Hmm.
जो आपको सपोर्ट करेंगे, एंड कई बार
Hmm.
हो सकता है दो भी ना हो. सो
Hmm.
sorry, that was my disagreement
Hmm.
point, so I said it.
No, but then see, even in your case, so if I have to draw a parallel with your case, that you had your own path,
Hmm.
but someone in your family or someone, a close person,
Hmm.
didn't agree with you and they were hurt by your path. Even in
Hmm.
my case, it's not something very different. Like,
Hmm.
for example, I am an atheist, right? I
Hmm.
don't believe
Hmm.
in God, I don't believe in religion and lot of things.
Hmm.
And my family members are not atheists. So, uh,
Hmm.
they were also initially like कि why ऐसा
Hmm.
क्यों, why are you
Hmm.
nastic and all that. And I think they have made peace with it because it was my responsibility. See, I don't owe an explanation to anyone in the world,
Yeah,
but I
exactly.
do, I do owe an explanation to my family because I care about my family.
Yeah, that's what my
And
point was.
correct. So it was my responsibility to help them understand why I am what I am. And I think they have made peace with it, and they have, and because my parents are very much open minded, it wasn't a very big challenge to convince them. I think because of their open mindedness, there were not much friction. Eventually they realized कि ठीक है, नहीं तो नहीं. So I
Hmm.
think that
Hmm.
is what my contention is, that uh, I don't think that it individualism can hurt in a real sense to anyone. Of course,
Okay.
people can get offended. वो तो होने ही वाले हैं. मतलब if I
Hmm.
say that I am an atheist, a lot of people will be offended. So
Hmm. Hmm.
I can't help with
Hurt
that.
in the sense, maybe you sense in the physical sense more. कि किसी को
हाँ,
physically
फिजिकल से, हाँ,
sense
मतलब
more.
मुझे आज
हाँ.
तक कोई आके मारा नहीं है बिकॉज ऑफ
हाँ.
एथिज्म. बट
Exactly. So
but
हाँ.
that is also, uh, since we are on this topic, that lot of people do get hurt and offended and they actually try to hurt you. So if I
Hmm.
have
Hmm.
to tell you the incident that everyone knows, that when Sanjay Leela Bhansali was creating that movie, and lot of Hindu sentiments were hurt
Hurt.
because
Huh. Hmm.
history was
Hmm.
distorted as according to some people, and they became
Hmm.
violent. Someone came
Hmm.
and hit him as well. So
Hmm.
I
Hmm.
know that this is always the risk I carry when I say that I'm an atheist. And so that's why I try not to be very public, because people get offended by it, and it's okay. I am atheist. मुझे
By
प्रचार
choice.
करने की जरूरत नहीं है. If someone asks, yeah, it's by choice,
Hmm.
and I don't need to promote it. I don't need to convince other to adopt atheism. I mean, if you want to become,
Hmm.
be
Hmm.
atheist.
Hmm.
So
Hmm.
it's
Hmm.
okay. I don't need to create a huge fuss about it. So I've
Hmm.
realized
Hmm.
that. Initially I
Yeah.
was actually a rebel. When I
Hmm.
became an atheist, I was rebel. I wanted others to be atheist, and it took
Oh.
me, yeah, it took me years to understand that no, I could be wrong.
Hmm.
So don't
But
try
maybe
to
you
change
came back
others.
to, maybe you go back to your own thing, that it is a individualism. Everybody
Yeah,
can
yeah,
follow what they
correct.
want.
Yeah,
Hmm.
exactly,
Hmm.
exactly. Yeah, yeah, yeah.
Hmm.
So
Hmm. Hmm.
yeah, again, coming back to your original question, that
Hmm.
um, how life coaching helped me.
Hmm.
So
Hmm.
because I was into individualism and I went through that path, see, because I am life coach, despite being a CA or a finance professional, it's itself an example that I chose a path of passion. I chose a path of doing things which I love to do. And I think if I have been on that journey, I can help others people on that journey. And
Chalo.
yeah, so and when you deal, when you speak with or have conversations with 50, 55 people from diverse backgrounds,
Hmm.
different countries, you obviously tend to learn something or other thing from every person.
True.
And I have also learned something, and most importantly, I have learned empathy, because I think that is the biggest skill, listening and empathy, which definitely has developed and which I have learned through the last 2.5 years of coaching.
Hmm. That's great. That's great. So No, Piyush, it was overall a very great discussion. And as we are moving towards the end, before I move forward, do you have any last notes or takeaways for listeners who are listening to us? Any takeaway on life coaching, motivation, whatever you want to?
Uh, I will end with by saying that you don't need a life coach necessarily if you know what if you are clear with your life and career, and if you have some goals, and if you know what to do, and if you are self motivated, then definitely you don't need a life coach. But if you are clear and but you are not motivated, but you have friends and family who can act as an accountability partner, then do that. And if you are not clear or you don't have an accountability partner, then you should definitely सीक प्रोफेशनल हेल्प, बिकॉज इट्स योर लाइफ। लाइफ एक ही बार मिलेगी, गोल्स एक ही बार अचीव करने मिलेंगे। अगर खुद से नहीं हो रहा है, फैमिली के फ्रेंड्स के सपोर्ट से भी नहीं हो रहा है, देन डू सीक प्रोफेशनल हेल्प, इट्स ऑलवेज वर्थ इट। एंड आई थिंक दैट people should find themselves, people should understand what life is, people should understand what they are themselves, and what their real passion is, what things or experiences can bring real joy, and people should pursue those. I
Hmm.
think that is most needed in today's world, especially in the era of social media.
Hmm. That were great insights by you, Piyush. Thank you so
Yeah.
much for giving your time and being my guest. It was a great
Yes.
discussion, great podcast. काफी मजा आया बात करके. So
Thank
on
you.
that note, I think हम इसको end कर देते हैं. So
Yes.
thanks to the listener listening to us. Thanks Piyush for being my guest. And stay happy, stay blessed, and most importantly, stay grateful. I will
Thank
see you another one. Thank you.
Thank you,
Bye.
Stuti. Yeah. Bye.
Thank you. Bye.